Okay, so we're now on to plans and elevations, and let's get straight into it. So plans and elevations are a way of representing a three-dimensional or 3D object. Okay, so for example, below you can see you've got a 3D, it's a cuboid, it's a 3D object. And there are three views of this 3D shape. You've got a front elevation, a side elevation, and a plan view looking down. So if we were to put these on this diagram, the front elevation is looking at the object from a front view, the side elevation is looking at it from the side, and the plan view is like a bird's eye view. It is looking at an object from the top, like that. Okay, so you can make notes on that if you need to, because we're going to move on now to drawing these elevations onto grid paper. So if you've got with you some grid paper, like squared paper, that would be fantastic. So you've got this 3D cuboid again, and we're going to begin by looking at the front elevation. And it's important, the arrow that they give you in the question is always the front elevation. So what you can see here is, you can see on the front, I'm going to do it in highlighter, you've got a rectangle with one square going down and three going across. So that's simply going to be looking like this. Okay, you can see you've got one going down with three across up there. Okay, now the side elevation is this green part. We're looking at it from the side. Okay, and you can see you've got a rectangle which is height of 1 and across by 2, so like that. And the plan view is looking at the object from the top, so bird's eye view, looking at it going down here. And you can see here you've got a rectangle which is 3 squares across up by 2, 3 by 2, and that is it. So you've represented this 3D object as a front, a side, and a plan view. Okay, let's look at this one here. So this one is a bit more difficult because you've got different depths involved with this. And again, you begin by looking at the front elevation, which is the arrow that they give you. And on the front, you can see first of all, okay, you're going to have this yellow part. So you've got this up here, but you've also got this part in the back, which is still there. Okay, and it's 1 square by 1 like that. And because it is at it's a different depth, you can see that this square is behind these squares here. To show that it's at a different depth, you've got to draw in the extra lines here and here. Okay, if you didn't have those lines there, if you left it blank, it would be telling the person that it is all at the same depth, which is not true, because you can see clearly that this one is behind these three here. That's the front. The side elevation, nice and easy. It's just going to be looking at it from here. And you can see you've got a square 2 by 2. So that one can go on nice and easily. There we go. Now the plan view is more difficult because first of all, you can see you've got this blue part, which is got like this kind of L shape, 2, and then like this. There we go. Okay. But also you've got, if you're looking at it from the top, oh, what's happened there? If you're looking at it from the top, you've also got these 2 squares down here, which are at a different depth to these ones here. Okay, so you've got to go and add those in, but you add them in and you have to add in this line here to show that it is at a different depth. If you didn't have this line here, you would be thinking to the person looking at it, it's all at the same depth. Okay, so there you go. There are your 3 views for that one. Let's go on to the next one, which is this shape here. So if you want to, you can pause the video. If you've got square paper, you can give this one a go and see if you get the front, the side, and the plan views correct. Now the front elevation here, you're going to be seeing these 3 squares with the one behind it. So first of all, the 3 squares down here, you can show like this. There we go. But you've also got the square behind it, which is above this one. So it's going to be going up here at a different depth. So you've got to go and add in this line here. That's really, really important. Okay. You've then got the side view, which is quite nice and straightforward. You've just got this L shape, so 2 across, up by 2. There we go. Perfect. This one here. You've then got the plan view, which is looking at it from the top, and you're going to be seeing right all of this stuff here, okay, and this one. But because this one is at a different depth, it's going to be a rectangle with this one on its own, because this is at a different depth to this here. It's at a different height, basically. Okay, there we go. Again, you can try this one here next, a lot more complex, but you can give it a go on your square paper. Again, beginning by looking at the front elevation. So what you're going to be seeing here this time. Now, this is quite hard to visualize, but on the front, you can see those 2, first of all. So there they go, up there. You can see these 2 here, which are at a different depth. So you've got to go and add in this line here, which is really important. You've then got this one at the front, which you can go and add in like that. Okay, so quite tricky. Actually, yeah, but that's the first one done. But important, because these two squares here are at a different depth to these ones here, you've got to go and add in these lines here. That's very important. Okay. You've then got the side elevation, so you're looking at it from this way. You're going to see these two, and you're going to go and see. Well, you wouldn't see this one because that is behind this one, but you would see this one, and you would also see this one. So there's going to be 4 squares on. Hopefully, the first two, you've got the 2 across up by 1, which is there. So these 2 is here. You've then got this one up here, which is 1 up. There we go. You've then got this one, which is above this one. So there we go. Okay, so from the side elevation, you're seeing this here. What is interesting here is you couldn't tell that this one is further behind than this one from this diagram. Okay, you can't actually tell because, you know, it's only in 2 dimensions. You just know that these are at some sort of different depth to these. Okay, and then the plan view, looking at it from the top, let's get rid of all of this. What are you going to see? You're going to see these ones here, and you're going to see these ones down here. So you've got this L shape first of all, which we can go and draw in. There we go. Oh no, they've drawn in these 2 first of all. Sorry, there you go. And then you've got this L shape extending on from it. There we go. That is what you would see. And of course, these 2 are at a different depth. So you've got this line going in here. Okay, I think that is it. Thank you for watching Plans and Elevations.